Straight ahead on News Channel 5 this morning, a White House dinner interrupted by gunshots. This morning, we have new information on the man accused of pulling the trigger. And a live look at downtown Nashville, where things are calm, but Leland Statham is here to tell us about a Storm 5 alert for tomorrow night. Your news starts now.
This is News Channel 5 this morning. Now with breaking news.
No, it's a dangerous profession, but I don't view it that way. Look, I'm here to do a job.
It's just a part of the job. Those comments from President Donald Trump coming after shots were fired just outside the ballroom during the White House correspondent dinner last night. Good morning, I'm Tony Sloan, and as you just saw, the president is okay, though the suspect did shoot a Secret Service officer who's also expected to be okay. And this morning, a 31-year-old suspect is behind bars. Our Eric Pointer joins us now live with the new developments in this case. So, Eric, what do we know so far about the suspect in this?
So investigators say that Cole Allen was actually a registered guest of the hotel where this event happened. And so the chaos all unfolded on Saturday night just after the event began. Now, Secret Service agents rushed to protect President Trump when shots were fired outside the ballroom. Guests dove under tables while leaders were escorted out. The president posted surveillance video to social media showing the suspect running past officers. One Secret Service officer was shot during the commotion. President Trump says that officer's protective gear saved his life.
He was shot from very close distance with a very powerful gun, and the vest did the job. I just spoke to the officer, and he's doing great. He's in great shape.
Now, the director of the Secret Service says that their multi-layer protection plan worked to stop the threat. Investigators are now searching through the suspect's home in California to see what else they can uncover. We will, of course, bring you any updates that they learn. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. And we also want to take another look at that suspect, 31-year-old Cole Allen. Here's what else we know about him. He's from Torrance, California, and was arrested with a shotgun, a handgun, and multiple knives. He faces a number of gun charges, like assaulting an officer with a weapon. We're told he was likely acting alone and remains behind bars this morning. And what appears to be an act of political violence is drawing reaction from Tennessee lawmakers. Right as it happened, Senator Marsha Blackburn said she was, quote, praying for everyone in that room and for our president. Governor Bill Lee sharing that he's also praying God's protection over America's leaders and law enforcement officers. State Senator Bill Hagerty calling for unity, saying a rise in politically motivated attacks is unacceptable and un-American. We'll share more statements from other lawmakers as they start to come in. And sadly, violence like this is not something that's uncommon in today's political landscape. President Trump himself is a survivor of 2 attempted assassinations in 2024. The first was a July 13th attempt at a Trump rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. A shooter from a nearby rooftop opened fire mid-speech, grazing the president's ear and sadly killing 1 person and hurting 2 others. Moments later, snipers took out that shooter, who has since been identified as Thomas Crooks. And a few months later, on September 15th, the man was arrested at President Trump's golf course in West Palm Beach, Florida. Agents found a man with a gun during a sweep of the course, and they escorted the president away after the agent fired at that man. Ryan Ruth was sentenced to life in prison earlier this year for terrorism charges, but his attorneys are appealing that decision. And this morning, there's a lot of questions that remain on last night's shooting, like what was the suspect's motivation, and could the Secret Service have done anything different? Now, we want those answers too. We'll share any updates as we learn them on our News Channel 5 app and, of course, on our website at newschannel5.com. Now, the other big story we're following is the weather. We'll be under a Storm 5 alert Monday night into Tuesday. So the question is, what does that mean for you? Well, here to tell us all about it is News Channel 5 meteorologist Leland Statham, the man, the myth, the legend himself. And, I mean, is there a huge concern when it comes down to the weather?
Right now, the confidence level on this is in a medium category, but something that we need to watch because it's a nighttime event.
Okay.
So we'll talk more about that in a second, but as you get ready to begin your Sunday morning, key story right now is there's some fog in the area, especially in some of those locations that picked up a little rain yesterday. So let's show you what is happening right now in Nashville International right now. They are starting this morning right around 58 degrees. Relative humidity is at 93%, and the winds are on the light side for us for the start of the morning. Our camera from the Murfreesboro area, though, showing a little bit of that fog that is in place right now there. From our camera at One Public Square, it is 57. Now, notice visibilities are considerably lower to the south. It's actually down to 4 miles at Nashville International, but visibility a mile or less as you head to Lebanon, Cookeville, Crossville, McMinnville, Fayetteville, Winchester, Lewisburg, and back over toward the Columbia area. So those are the locations that are under a dense fog advisory there for you for the beginning of the morning. So we'll get some of the morning fog out of here. We've actually got a nice Sunday on the way. You look at the numbers right now: 55 Williamsburg, 56 Bristol, 58 Jackson, 66 back over toward the Memphis area. So for the day ahead, we'll make it up to, get this, 84. So a mild morning, a warm afternoon. Sun up 6 o'clock, sundown is at 7:30. There is the planner if you're going to be out and about for the day ahead. Now, today looks good. Tonight, tomorrow morning looks good. But as we go through tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, increasing chances for rain and some strong to severe thunderstorms. Here's the latest outlook right now from the Storm Prediction Center. So we'll watch this and maybe a couple of strong storms on Tuesday as well. More on that coming up in a few minutes. But right now, right at 5:06, let's head over to Tony.
All right, thank you so much, Leland. And now a live look at Nissan Stadium, the finish line for yesterday's Rock and Roll Marathon. But race weekend is not over yet. Your pups can join the fun today at the Doggy Dash, which starts at noon, and that's followed by a mile run at 12:30 and the Kids Rock Fun Run at 1. Now, all of today's races will start and end at Nissan Stadium. But yesterday, more than 25,000 runners lined up for the marathon, the half marathon, the 10K, or the 5K. I mean, just look at that crowd. This was the 26th year of the city hosting that race. Our Amanda Roberts talked to runners and spectators who say they chose this race for a reason.
It's an event that brings the city to a near stop, so thousands of runners can line up to start. 3, 2, 1. This is the 26th year for the Nashville Marathon, bringing runners and their support systems from all across the country.
It's a boom to our city. Everyone is here hitting our restaurants and hotels and taking advantage of what Nashville has to offer. All they do when they come here one time, they want to come back over and over and over again.
I'm cheering on my sister, and she's trying to qualify for Boston. I am here supporting my boyfriend, JD. He is doing his first marathon.
With multiple hilly stretches, the running community knows the Nashville Marathon is a tough one.
All right, brothers!
Which makes some support from Music City all that more meaningful.
Because she runs a lot of miles to get ready for this. So I can stand out here and cheer on. It's a lot of mental, and so it's easy to get down on yourself, and so just being able to cheer him up and be like, hey, you got this, like, it means a lot to me, and so I'm just excited to be here to cheer him on.
That support from strangers or loved ones.
It's a very big milestone, like the first marathon.
Is what makes all the difference between hitting the wall and crossing the finish line.
The friendships, people come together and they're hugging each other.
This is great to put on for the running community, and happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, that was our Amanda Roberts reporting. And you may have seen our very own Jennifer Krause out there on the course running the half marathon. She posted these post pictures with her medal saying another 13.1 in the books. All right, still to come on NewsChannel5 this morning. Sometimes justice is a long time coming. Yesterday brought some closure for friends and family of Jonathan Wallace, who was shot and killed 2 years ago.
You're watching News Channel 5, part of the Scripps News Group.
Well, shots fired outside of a pharmacy in Berry Hill left one person dead yesterday. Police say the shooting involved a food delivery driver, and it happened after a carjacking that took place. It started when a 44-year-old DoorDash driver stopped in the lot to pick up a food order from across the street. When he came back, a man with a gun demanded that he give up his car. The delivery driver went to grab his own gun, and the carjacker shot him in the leg. Now, the driver shot back, killing him, but the Dasher was rushed to Vanderbilt and is expected to survive.
This is an extremely rare situation. You know, we always say that a crime can occur anywhere at any time if a person is determined to commit said crime. And in this situation, there was apparently an opportunity.
Now, we're still working to learn the identity of the man who died. After 2 years of living without their loved one, police are finally making an arrest in a deadly shooting from 2 years ago. Families say it's a long time coming, but they finally have justice for Jonathan Wallace. Police say they arrested 35-year-old Tatenda Makoka during a traffic stop early yesterday. They say she's linked to the deadly shootings of both Jonathan Wallace and Justin Williams. Both men were shot and killed in the parking lot of a recording studio on Hill Avenue within just hours. Police say both shootings remain separate homicide cases and they're still being investigated. Back in November of 2024, 27-year-old Jaden Johnson was also arrested in connection to one of those shootings. Still to come on News Channel 5 this morning, it's only April, but travel experts say you may want to start making plans to book those flights for Thanksgiving and Christmas. Those details next. All right, the time now 5:16 here at the Storm 5 Weather Center with the one and only Leland Statham. So good to have you on a Sunday morning.
Good to be here.
Yeah, the pleasure's all ours. But when it comes down to this weather today, I think you said it's going to be pretty good, but then some possible trouble on the way.
Yeah, today, tonight, tomorrow morning, all good. Okay. All right. Tomorrow afternoon, as we head mid to late afternoon, the rain chances begin to pick up, storm chances, and the possibility of some strong to severe storms. And we'll watch that. Here's the latest outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. And so they really pretty much cover the entire area. So whether it's a level 1, 2, or 3 level threat, really the entire News Channel 5 viewing area under the risk right now for some strong to severe storms as we head into late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, into tomorrow night. For a lot of us, the activity may be more of a nighttime nocturnal event. So we'll talk more about that in a second. Do want to get you ready, though, for the day ahead. We've got a nice Sunday on the way. Now, the key story for you, for those who may be up early, headed to work, headed to an early morning breakfast, or headed to a service this morning, there's some fog that's out there, and that fog is thicker in the southern area. So right now in the Music City, it is 58 degrees, relative humidity 93%, and that wind right now is on the calm side. Check out our viewpoint from One Public Square down in the borough, Murfreesboro. Our camera there looking at the Rutherford County Courthouse. You see some of that fog that is out there. Right now you got a current reading of 57 degrees. So here's satellite and radar together. And where we've got some of the fog is in some of those locations that actually picked up a little bit of rain yesterday morning, yesterday afternoon, and we've got a little bit of that fog that we'll deal with. So once that pulls on out of here and burns off, you've got a good weather day ahead. So no issues with severe weather for our area today. That risk is well to the west of us, so keep that in mind for folks who may be traveling in the Arkansas and parts of the Missouri area. Now, here is that risk again for us, and you look here, it covers a pretty good chunk of the state, really, until you get back over in the East Tennessee there. But from Nashville to Dixon, Hornwall, you've got a 2 out of 5 risk. That area here, Murfreesboro, McMinnville, Crossville, 1 out of 5. And then that risk is a little stronger as you get back here in Henry County, Callaway County, a part of Trigg County, and then the northern half of West Tennessee. So we'll watch that. And then what happens tomorrow night could have an impact on the severity of some of the storms that develop on Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday night. So right now, Storm Prediction Center runs a 2 out of 5 risk for most of the area. So we'll monitor this day to see if we need to extend that Storm 5 alert into that Tuesday time frame. But here's how things play out for us for today. On exact track, back. And again, we've got some morning fog across the area. And morning fog is going to burn off, and you're going to get a very nice afternoon. So maybe you're somewhere having lunch after church today. Maybe you're able to do it on a patio somewhere. Or maybe you wait till later and fire up the grill and have dinner on the deck this evening. All is good. So we've got fair skies for you this afternoon. If you're out and about for tonight, things are looking good over the mid-state for tonight. Now, for tomorrow morning, most of us are good for the ride into work. We do see a little bit of activity back over West Tennessee, so we'll keep an eye on the development of that. Some of it could hit some of our western, northwestern counties, and right now may fizzle out. And then you look at the midday scene tomorrow, not a whole lot going on. So I think tomorrow morning, the morning commute, fine. And while we might get a shower, a thunder shower in these western areas, we'll keep an eye on that for midday. But then the activity really doesn't get going until we head toward tomorrow night. There is that line. And for some of you, we're talking early morning hours. And so all modes of severe weather are a possibility with this, including, unfortunately, the risk at a couple of tornadoes. So we'll keep an eye on that for you. So for today, 84. Then for tomorrow, we're at 83. As we go into Tuesday, 80. And then we've got an unsettled weather pattern. And then that rain chances are there through the middle of the week. And those temperatures fall back into the 60s for the end of next week. Right now at 5:20, let's head back over to Tom.
All right, thank you so much, Leland. In the meantime, airlines worldwide are taking extraordinary measures to keep flying at a profit. Much of it is driven by the conflict with Iran and soaring fuel prices. CBS's Ian Lee tells us why some areas are feeling the pinch more than others.
With the flow of oil through the Straits of Hormuz at a trickle, thousands of miles away, California is feeling the squeeze. Its supply of jet fuel has dropped 25%, a two-year low. Clint Henderson monitors airlines for the points guy.
Why does California seem to be worse off than other states?
All the jet fuel that they use is imported from Asia, and Asia's oil products come from the Middle East.
At LAX today, jet fuel costs just shy of $13 per gallon, compared to roughly $12 at New York's JFK and $11 at Chicago's O'Hare. Around the country, the price of jet fuel has risen nearly 70% since the war began, hurting airlines like Spirit, already on the verge of liquidation, and passing extra costs onto passengers.
Like going home for Thanksgiving is like an insane amount of money.
I'm telling folks to book through the rest of the year, even Christmas.
Henderson gave us a hot tip. If you book a main cabin ticket or higher class now and the price drops before your flight, you can notify the airline and get that difference as a rebate credit. Ian Lee, CBS News, Burbank, California.
That's some important information. Thank you so much, Ian. Still to come on News Channel 5 this morning, forging their own path in a tough job market. How some young adults are jump-starting their career by taking matters into their own hands. Well, college graduates stepping into the workforce are facing a challenging job market. That's according to new data showing the hiring rates for entry-level jobs has declined 6% since last year. Because of this, some young people are taking matters into their own hands. 1 in 5 members of Gen Z has started their own business or side hustle to try and kickstart their career. Experts say networking can help young adults get their foot in the door.
44% of the Gen Zers that we talked to said, oh my gosh, they think that their barrier is access. And really, they do have a network. Think about the summer jobs that you had, or the professor, or, you know, the person that you babysat for. That is your network.
Yeah, so where you live can also impact your job prospects. The fastest growing city for career starters is San Francisco, followed by 4 cities in the southeastern part of the country. Coming up in the next half hour of News Channel 5 this morning, shots were fired last night in a room next to the president. Hear from a CBS News reporter who was there when it happened. Plus, relief returns next summer for families in the form of SNAP benefits. But what are their options this summer?
Quiet weather out there, a little patchy fog over the Mid-South for us for the start of our morning. And then tomorrow evening, there is a Storm 5 alert. The very latest on that just ahead here on News Channel 5 this morning.